Hello everyone, Attack Power here with another Building the Deck series with 716th Infanterie. Let's dive right into this thing. If you guys enjoy this, hit that like button, subscribe, consider checking out that Patreon link down below, and consider checking out attackpowergaming.com as well. Alrighty folks, so 716th Infanterie, pretty quickly labeled the worst division in the game. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It is pretty rough to play. Now, I will say, if you didn't see my video from yesterday, make sure to go check it out. I am playing this division, and it worked pretty well, but there was a pretty big difference in skill. So that obviously was a big factor, and this division does struggle. Now, does it have tools? Yeah, it does. It's got some tools. It's definitely, like, playable. Again, I don't think there's really any divisions in the game that are just, like, so painful you cannot win with them. Like, I've lost to NOV. Like, I've lost to every bad division in the game by a good player. So it's not like any division is completely unplayable, but this division definitely makes it winning hard. Let's put it that way. This division does not make winning easy. You obviously notice we have no tank tab at all. That is on purpose. There is zero actual, like, tank tab units in the deck. Now, there are several vehicles in the division. Certainly not enough to make it any good, but something to work with for sure. In terms of tabs, the Recon tab is really not great. Yeah, these tools are nice, but they don't come till B phase, which really sucks. The Infantry tab is very mid. I wouldn't call it bad. It's not bad, but I would definitely put it at a mid, low good. You know, like if we are going S tier, Infantry A, so on and so forth. This is maybe a high B tier-ish tab, I would put it at. Support tab is solid. It's not incredible, but it is solid. It definitely has tools to work with. AT tab is very good. Your A tab is very good. Your RD tab is really solid as well. And your air tab is meh. So, so we built a balance here. There was some suggestions to go like Maverick, but the problem is it just doesn't have any push power. So in my opinion, it's just better to grind your opponent out. It's better to get them locked into an RD war and just try to grind them out balance style. Winning Maverick on this is so hard. You just have no pushing power whatsoever. There's just none. It's basically swarm, and if your swarm is countered, you're just completely boned. So yeah, we're going bounce. Now, Recon tab, not a lot to choose from here. We have this new Reconnaissance unit here. It's good because it's 10 points. You can bring it one vet and you get 6, which is nice. And for 10 points, this is really good. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this unit being 3 men. It's got a little bit of survivability. The AT rifle is whatever. Once in a while, maybe it'll kill a transport. Maybe, probably not, but it's there. So nice to have this. I would totally understand not vetting it, but the vet does help you spot things a little better. And 6 should be enough. Maybe not, though. And then B phase, we have SDKs at 250/9, unfortunately locked to B phase, along with the SPW233, which is also locked to 1 vet. I don't actually love these units in B phase. The SDKs that I would still take. The SPW233, though, actually, it feels so underwhelming in B phase and C phase because everyone has AT at that point, tanks are around, and this just dies really fast. But the problem is you just have no other vehicles. So, like, having this is like your only chance to bully some infantry somewhere in a town or something like that. It's hard to not take this. Thing we're not taking BMWs per usual. Aufklada, you can take it in the SPW221, which is not terrible. I mean, it's not a good transport, like, let me be clear, but I will say I've been bullied by this stupid little thing having armor and a machine gun. It can be, oh wait, there are 222s are here, just notice that. Okay, so it comes in the 222. Honestly, actually, I would actually go this, to be totally frank. I find the 222 higher availability, more flexibility. You come with more infantry recon. I just noticed that the 222 is here. And that's what I hate on the 233. By B phase, it's not consistently killing tanks or anything anymore. And the 222 can kill most of the vehicles the 233 can kill. You're not really catching out, like, transports anymore, so that's my argument for that. Spetsroop, these guys don't come in anything fun, so I definitely wouldn't take them. So yeah, that's basically it, Recon tab-wise. Infantry tab. This is where things get a little bit more interesting. You at least have some choice here, but it's still pretty limited. We have the KM Flak-Truppen, which can only be brought in A. You absolutely should take these as a 15-man squad. They are chunky. They can take a lot of hits. They are a nice meat shield. Yeah, I mean, Dishearten is weaker because of the fallback nerf, but they're still like a 15-man squad for 15 points is still really good rate. That's still an extremely good rate for price and for size of squad and all that kind of stuff. They output very mediocre damage, but like, they're not really there for killing. They're there for holding your opponent up and just kind of holding ground for only 15 points. Then you have the Kozakin Pioneer, a wonderful 15 point unit. Only 8 men, but honestly, for 15 points with a grenade, that's phenomenal. Unfortunately, phase lock to A phase, so we're going to unvet them and just bring them in A phase as much as we can. The veterancy is not going to change the output of damage on this unit that much that I feel like it matters. This unit still will die to any grenade or anything like that. They're there to toss a grenade and try to survive one time. That's their goal. Then we have the Italian Freiwillige. These units are meh. They're kind of like, honestly, I view them almost as bad CQC troops. Having 2 Berettas and the automatic rifle makes them serviceable in the woods. Not great, but serviceable. They're pretty awful at long range, I'm not going to lie. Having 6 rifles and a mediocre LMG does not make for a good long-range unit. So the Panzerfaust and the other CQC-esque weapons here helps a little bit. They're a little small to be a real CQC unit, and again, they don't actually put out that much damage, but they're not a bad unit. I would not call them a bad unit, but they're not super-duper strong either. Then we have the KM Marine Infantry. I actually like these guys. For 20 points, you get a nice chunky 12-man squad. The Leichtes MG08 is not a terrible LMG at the end of the day. It's pretty serviceable. Again, it kind of falls in that mid-tier of LMGs. Not great, not terrible though, not the worst, and definitely not the best. But having 9 rifles and stuff does allow you to brawl a little bit better at long range. Having the anti-tank grenade is nice to have. I mean, it got it pretty close, but it's still nice that it's there. So yeah, and then A phase is rounded out with a Pioneer Fear. It's fine. I mean, it's a lot of infantry when you really think about it. It's 14, 22, 31 infantry for A phase. That's a ton, but again, they're all 20 or 15 points. You're going to burn through them. They go quick. There's no question about it. B phase, then we have the Kozak, and this is a legitimately good unit. 12 man for 20 points. You get 3 PP Shahs, 7 SVTs, and a DP along with the PTRD. This is a very good unit. For 20 points, this is pretty above curve, like just in general. It's semi-automatic rifles. It's got an LMG. The PTRD is useful. 3 PP Shahs mean it does a little bit of damage at like close range. Like it's not completely useless at CQC. And then stack on the SVT damage, and you're looking at it very okay. Like for a line infantry, a solid CQC unit. Again, not solid like versus all CQC infantry, but like if you had to throw a line unit, like a rifle squad into a woods, this is one of the better choices. And the PTRD can be useful. So we are one vetting these. They are 12 men. They stick around a little bit. The veterancy does help. Then we have the Pioneer 15Ws here. They're a Pioneer unit. I think these got nerfed. I think they were 20 points, if I'm remembering correctly. So they're now 25. They're still great for 25 points because you get a nice high availability of 16 with these. I am unvetting them because veterancy on the disheartened troops just doesn't do a ton, in my opinion. Really, again, the goal of these guys is to throw the grenade and run away. That's the goal. Throw a grenade, run away. So I prefer to have a couple because this is my CQC. Like this needs to survive through C phase as far as possible. That's why the extra is there. And we also have a card of Sturm Pioneers, which have to come in the STK of Zeds of some sort. They're Sturm Pioneers. Again, we're definitely not going to double. This is our CQC. This Kozakin Pioneer, this Pioneer, and the Sturm Pioneer. That's it. It's not a great pile of CQC by any stretch, so we can't be like limiting it. Then C phase, we have a card of the Grenadier 15W, a human wave of them. 20 points. These guys are pretty bad, but it's what we have. These guys are worse because they have a DP. These guys have an MG34. It's as simple as that. This is just your fill the map up with more infantry. Never-ending infantry pile of garbage. And finally, the most serviceable infantry unit here in the deck, Panzer Grenadier, Panzerfaust coming in C phase. So we get that double LMG. Like I said, this is a grind deck. This is a last forever and make your opponent die, which is why we're putting these in C phase and not B phase. They also come in the half track, which, while it has limited usefulness, it is nice to have it there. It can definitely do some work. So that's the infantry trap. What we're not taking more Ostruppen here, Ostruppen here. We're not taking more Grenadiers, Leaders, and then we have the Kampfjör, which I would take, other than the fact I don't know why I'm not taking them. It really comes down to price. That's really what it comes down to. But honestly, for survival, I should probably do that. Yeah, because everything else is pretty cheap. We can afford to run it. The double LMG 34 does actually help. This is a leader unit I don't mind actually fighting. Tank, there is none to look at. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Support tab. We have the Flammenwerfers. You need these because you have so little CQC, and this represents some of your CQC. Then we have the MG34s. These are great. The disheartened ones, only 20 points for an MG34. Absolutely phenomenal rate. Hard to pass these up. Then you have one of the only vehicles in the desk, the SDKFZ 135/1. This is a great 2K HE thing. Really nice that this was worked into the deck. Pretty sure this division would be nearly unplayable without it. So this is really important. A key asset in your deck. You absolutely must take this no matter what. Unfortunately, you have no choice of where to put it, so it's going in A. Commandant, gotta vet up those crappy troops. Get them up to 2 vet. Then we have another card of the MG34s and some ammunition here because we are RDing for days. Then we are not bringing this because it's only 520 meters. I would actually like to bring the police unit here, but again, I can't give up any of these sport weapons. I need more MGs to survive long-range fights. Everything else feels really key. I can't cut for this unit. It just doesn't work. Fortunately, the Kozakin 50 mil also does not have the 800 meter range, which sucks. There's more MGs here. I mean, basically, the only real choice to me is the MG42, but 15 points less is a lot. That's why I'm not, but I could definitely see an argument for taking MG42s over this MG34 disheartened, and the rest is just redundant units here. Then we have one of the exciting parts of the deck, the anti-tank tab. So we have 15-point Panzerschrecks because they are disheartened, which to me does not matter. Your Panzerschrecks generally die because after killing one tank a lot of times because they're in some hot zone, the tank's getting all up in there. Your Panzerschreck shoots, gets revealed, the infantry supporting the tank dies. So, I mean, the infantry supporting the tank shoots the Panzerschreck dies. So, it having disheartened is whatever. For getting 1 extra availability and 5 points less, I would trade that in every division, honestly. So really nice. Love this Panzerschreck unit. Then, of course, Pack 38. You never pass up on these. They're just so much bang for your buck on these. Pack 40 card here in A. They're Pack 40s. You need all of them that you can take. Then we have the Pack 43 we're taking because we do need some 2K AT, and this is all you got. So we're going to take it because it does work. Can help you control those longer range engagements a little more with your good AA. This actually can stick around, keep bombers away, and you might be able to make use of the Pack 43. Then in B phase, I've held off to bring the Martyr 1 H39 in. Yes, the model has a machine gun. No, the tank does not. I don't know. 50 points, though, for another Pack 40 variant, essentially. Basically no armor. Of course, it can't get shot by light weapons, but it basically has no armor for all intents and purposes. This is a good unit. I mean, it's a Martyr 1. That's what it is, with higher availability. You could go unvetted, but honestly, they miss a lot at no vet. But I would totally understand someone going none. I do understand that. Don't be fooled. The accuracy is a bit lower. It's not 55%. That's the APCR. But yeah, you obviously you have to take these. And then Pack 40 also in B phase here. So lots of Pack 40s to work with and stuff. Things we're not taking. The Pack 45 here. The 45 mil. You all know I love the 45 mil, but these did not benefit from the APCR buff that 45 mils got. And your Pack 38 really fills a similar role to this unit, just way better. So there's really not room for it, and it's not worth taking any of this stuff out for this. Now, a lot of people keep asking me why I don't take the S307 packs, because technically it's a 35-point pack, which on paper looks great. It really does. It's got some armor, so it can't be killed by machine guns. This looks awesome. It does. The problem with this unit is it dies in one shot to a tank. That is why this unit is bad. If it weren't for that, this unit would be absolutely taken in everything. But the problem is this dies to 1 shot from a medium tank because it takes 8 damage to kill this. So that makes this unit really awful because it just trades down all the time. You need 2 of these to potentially kill 1 tank, but the tank is usually going to take at least 1 of them with because your pack's probably going to miss. Their tank never seems to miss in that moment, and you lose at least 1. And if you're lucky, 1 of them landed the first shot and you lead the second one and you get out of it. But the fact this dies in 1 shot is backbreaking. It is absolutely backbreaking to this unit, and it makes it essentially useless, unfortunately. And it's not useless. Again, it can kill stuff. I'm not saying it doesn't do anything, but I cannot see cutting any of these more useful units for this one that dies instantaneously. Your A tab is really quite good at the end of the day. You have Flak Virlings, we're bringing in A and B, and then we're bringing the Flak 37 88 mil. You know how I feel about these. Don't love them, but for some more 2K interaction, we're bringing them. No, it's not great 2K interaction, but it is 2K interaction. So having it hard to pass up there. Things we're not taking 20 mils because of obvious reasons. Why in the heck would I take this over Flak Virlings ever? I don't know why. The Flak M36 75 mil. This thing doesn't have AP, so Yeah, it's 30 points less than the 88, but it's so much less flexible. It's actually a worse AA piece as well. Fires slower, has a smaller suppression and everything. Like, it's just straight up worse in every way. Obviously it's 30 points less, but that still does not legitimize this unit being used, because it's still a bad unit. Like, it doesn't even AA well, and this is all it does is AA. And I'm pretty sure the HE is only 1,500 meters. Yeah, like, it doesn't even get out there. So 88 all the way on this one. Arty tab. This is a key tab for this division. It's kind of all it does. We're not even filling it because there's a realistic amount of Arty in 1v1 that you're going to bring. If you're doing team games, stack it up. Stack to the moon, baby. But we are starting here in A phase with the A155. You get 3 cards of these, so one of them is coming in A phase here for an early Arty piece. We are bringing munition with it because this is going to be firing a while. We need that ammo. Okay, then B phase, we have the Bat City Fear for more leaders. Then we are bringing the 122s. No ammo. No ammo. There you all go. No ammo on this thing. Could have brought ammo. Okay, I could have warped this to make it come with ammo, but no, I didn't. So yeah, the 122's solid Arty piece. People have told me my experience with it has been inaccurate. So this apparently is a very good Arty piece, does good work. So that's why it is coming in here with us. Then we have the Wurfrahmen here. This is a bad Wurfrahmen. It only has 4 rockets, so it obviously packs less punch than the usual 6 rocket variant. But it's still a Wurfrahmen, and it can do some good work of suppressing, allowing your troops to push forward. Really, what I would do with this is fire 2 rockets, cut it off, suppress some stuff, move your things forward. That's kind of what this is for. It's really not so much for killing things, because it just doesn't have enough rockets. It comes up short. So this is more of a suppress and move, kind of like a mobile off-map-esque sort of thing. And C phase, another card of the 155s for the grindy fun, because remember, we're building for 1v1 quick play here. Things we're not taking, Bear Boxer. I would just don't really have space for this. 81 mortar, I would like to have it, but we don't, and it's okay. These 100 mils are not the worst Arty pieces. They have a okay rate of fire at 6 rounds a minute, but they're not phenomenal and not better than any of the units up here currently. 122, same issue. It's just a little slow firing. Now, this can be useful for direct 2K HE interaction. That would be something I would consider using this for over, say, the 122, this 122, but this other, the A19 is a better Arty piece in terms of actual Artying. There's no question about it. It's got better dispersion, better accuracy at range. It does fire a little slower, if I'm not mistaken. HE5, yeah, and this is 4. But truthfully, the difference is negligible when you actually put them up against each other in terms of fire rate. Until you get 2 or 3 rounds a minute difference, the difference is very negligible in one difference, like 1 round of difference. But I could definitely see myself being argued into taking this one instead. In B phase for the more 2K HE and the heat shell here, which can be super useful because it's a one-shot. Remember, this is a one-shot HE heat shell. Yeah, even now I'm like kind of talking myself into taking this instead because the extra 2K HE is really nice. I'm going to leave it as is, but both of these would be good choices. This one definitely for the bit more flexibility. Maybe this should be the choice. Anyway, then we have the Reichenwerfer. I do like this unit for pushing, but the Wurfrahmen is filling the same role here. It's kind of filling the same niche, and this thing is not great. The Wurfrahmen actually has a chance of killing some stuff from time to time. This really doesn't kill things. It is basically a full-on just pin. It is a good pin. I'm not saying it's not a good pinner, but when this functions the same way for the same price, and this is a little bit more bang, literally, for your buck, this thing gets left to the wayside, but it is a neat unit all the same, and we're not taking the off-map because I hate off-map. Maybe you take it. Good for you. And finally, the air tab, which does have a lot of options, but the truth is it's a lot of redundancy at the end of the day. We have 3 different cards of cluster bombers, which is great. I mean, it's nice to have them. For the Focke-Wulf 190 F8, I'm pretty sure this is a new unit for this DLC. I don't remember this unit anywhere else in the game. It is a good cluster bomber. There's no question about it. It's got the same clusters as the Ju-87 here, which was one of the best cluster bombers in the game, cluster AT bombers. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's 10 points more for medium resilience and over 100 kilometers more speed. I mean, it's really good that way. Availability kind of sucks. It's just a 1-2-4, unfortunately. So we're bringing this in A because the other ones don't come until B phase. The Ju-87 and the HS-129 do not come until B phase. So then HS-129, like I said, coming in B phase. We're taking this over the Ju-87 because of the very good resilience. You're paying 15 points more for only 20 kilometers less speed, kmh speed, but for literally quadruple the resiliency. Hard to pass that up, although the clusters on the Ju-87 are definitely better in my opinion, more consistent in terms of killing. The HS-129 still gets the job done very often. The good old duck, quack, quack, does get the job done just fine in almost every situation. Then fighter, we're taking the Focke-Wulf 190 pips here. It's a Focke-Wulf 190. It's great. I mean, you can't ask for a much better fighter. Oh, I forgot about the AR Recon. Oh, I'm really sad. Okay, just kidding. I'm like really bummed I forgot this unit was here. We're putting the AR in just for flavor's sake. And truthfully, it is, I mean, it's a phenomenal. It's the fastest thing in the game. Really can't be caught by any plane unless you fly into the plane. And yeah, I mean, the best recon unit in the game? Question mark? Probably. It is very fast. It's not hanging around over anything, so just be aware of that. But I can't not play this. I'm gonna miss the Focke-Wulf, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Why take this one when you have the AR? Sad face. Ju-87, my opinion on these is very clear, and these don't come till B phase, which makes them just purely awful. BF-109, why would you take this over the Focke-Wulf ever? Ju-87 explained why I took the HS-129 over it. Focke-Wulf with the rockets, we've explained this many times. Rocket planes look great on their surface. And the first time you get one in, it's like, oh, this is amazing. And then the second one comes in and they have any kind of AA at all, and this misses completely, and you're just like, this unit sucks butt. That's the problem with the Focke-Wulfs here. Although I could see an argument for slotting this out for the, you know, but truthfully, here's the thing. The fighter almost does more than the rocket plane. I mean, they strafe the same. They should strafe the same, but the problem is the rocket plane will always fire the rockets first and so on and so forth. The fighter is just a little bit more flexible, in my opinion. I just prefer the A8. I just would. But yeah, so that's the air tab there. This is 716th. It is bad. I'm not going to lie. But you can win with it. It is not unwinnable. And it actually does have a fair bit of play because of the few 2K assets you have to work with. Your RD tab's pretty strong. I would put this over NOV personally. If I had to pick one of the two to play, I would play this over NOV. That's just me. I do think NOV is trash. That's my opinion. I do think Koruk is better than this, though. I would take Koruk over this in terms of having to pick up, like, giga garbage trash division. I would take Koruk over this. If you guys enjoyed that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, consider checking out the Patreon and attackpowergaming.com. Thanks, everyone, and have a fantastic day.